featuring four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, the golden voice of Neal Ruhl, and the iconic Terry Foster. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, 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 welcome back, everybody. Big D Energy right here, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl, that guy over there. He's a good basketball player and stuff. He is Lindsey Hunter. We have Sam Flannel. Hopefully he's calmed down some. He has sleeves on today, so that's a good start. We have Spencer Raxter here in the building as well. And most importantly, we have all of you, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. You can tap into that. We'll be getting into all that as the show goes on here today. Your contributions are welcome. They are wanted, unless they're dumb. But we'll still get to them though anyway. Lindsey, I got a question for you, man. Before we get things rolling here.
Right.
We'll get into the Luka Doncic stuff, by the way, from last night too. But I have a question for you. So, I had to take my wife's minivan today because I had to go get the oil changed on it before I came to the show today. So, I figured I'd be a good husband. I fill it up with gas. We'll go get it washed. The wash machine was down at the dealership. So I pulled into the wash place. It's called Clearview Auto Wash over there on the east side at Shaner and Hall Road.
Okay.
My guy Jason, who, by the way, watches the show. They're watching it right now, come to find out. He's like, hey, I watched the show. You guys do a good job, all that kind of stuff. He's like, hey, let me hook this up for you, man. And I was like, cool. Absolutely. So, Lindsey, I never won an NBA championship.
Right.
I was never a first-round draft pick or any of that. What's the craziest thing you got for free simply because you were Lindsey Hunter?
Oh, man. It's a long list.
What's the craziest thing, though? I'm new to this, so,
I wouldn't say craziest, but, I've, because of winning in Detroit, man, when you win in Detroit, people love you here. So I've gotten free gas, I've gotten groceries, I've gotten clothes, I've gotten some of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I really appreciate this, you go certain places, you get your tires fixed free. I mean, it's hey, man.
It's good to be Lindsey Hunter in Detroit.
It's good to be in Detroit. Hey, yo.
No, so it was wild to me, and you get that every now and then, obviously, as the network continues to grow and all that stuff. But that was pretty cool. So yeah, man, pull up on my guy Jason at the Cleanview Auto Wash. What's up, Spenny? Oh, nothing? No. Okay. Well, anyway. So we're going to get into that today. Pistons. Alicia, the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I figured this would take all of about 6 seconds to get everybody rolling on that. Alicia says, haha, Neal and the grocery getter, LOL. You want to know something low-key, Linz? I like driving her minivan. I do. When we go on
trips.
trips.
Cool, man. We had one. They're cool. They're actually cool. And they're spacious.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, they're spacious.
They're spacious, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what the big thing is? You can keep the kids separated, so all that ish in the back seat. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you go on the long trips and stuff that. It cuts down on the aggravation factor. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You play in the NBA 1 chips and stuff like that. Your kids still get on your nerves from time to time.
They always did. I mean, that's just part of the nature of it.
Yeah, so I figured everybody would kind of get a kick out of that. But I was curious about that because I know how it works for DMAC. I assume it's somewhat comparable for you as well. But WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Detroit Dabber 313, hit everybody with the what up dough. Zach Conley, Neal, I need my guy here. Salary cap news. What's it mean for us? Yeah, it's like they programmed the show, Spenny.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah. We're about 9 minutes away from that, as a matter of fact. We will tap into that. People have been asking for that too. They want to re-rack the salary cap show that we did before. We'll do it one of these days.
We can do that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get back into that. Tammy Chin says I need Mr. Hunter's autograph. Linz will hook it up for you.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was just curious about that. They gave you groceries, huh?
Yeah, man. I went to the manager at I think I was living in Bloomfield. The manager at the Kroger, man, hooked me up. He was like, it's on us. I was like, dang, I should have got more.
They know better than tell me that because I'll get the good bourbon on them, Spenny. You know what I'm saying? I'll ask for the dude with the key to the cabinet.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that?
All the expensive cheeses.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Gouda.
Yeah.
You know, stuff I can't even pronounce. Don't even know what it tastes like, but I'll get it. I'll get it anyway. So, But last night. Oh, by the way, too. EFOG 3. Lindsey Hunter. What up, though? So there's that one too.
All right.
So the people are with you. And last night, Pistons, Mavericks. Luka Doncic had 24 in the first quarter. Lindsey, you were doing the studio show for Bally's. I saw you on there last night, and it's Luka, man. Like, and I know, like, that was my answer too from the Brooklyn. Like, it's Kyrie, man. I mean, but the dude is special. Like, he's absolutely special. And remember this too, guys. As much as you don't want to hear this, as much as you don't like it, as much as it upsets you, Kyrie's an even better scorer than Luka right now as it sits. But Lindsey, what do you do, man, when one of the best players is in the world is on one? You're powerless. Even you guys, who defense was your calling card, when dudes got on one, sometimes are the guys that good where sometimes you're powerless to stop them? Yeah,
certain guys, man. It's impossible to stop. I tell people all the time, it's impossible to stop a great guy like Luka or a Steph Curry. When they get rolling, it's really hard. So, but you don't want to let them just do everything that they can do. Like, you just want to limit them and make them score one way. Mm-hmm. Like, if you let them go right, you let them get to a step back, you let them post up, you let them drive to the basket, which we saw Luka do every single one of those things I just mentioned. If you're letting the guy do all of those things, then you're really in trouble. You just try to limit him to hey, if he's going to beat us this way tonight, then so be it. But not every single option. You can't give him every single option.
No, and I understand that too. And he got loose at certain times, and he was cooking, man. Like that was the way that it was. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Zach Connolly says people need to stop sleeping on vans. So, Lindsey, I'm glad you said that about the minivan. So I think that got me some credit with the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Sam Flannel, take all this in, man. Your day's coming one day. Are you prepared for a minivan, Sam Flannel?
I mean, it would have to be when me and my wife, if me and my wife decide to have kids. I'm sure it could happen. Right now, she's got a Jeep, I've got a Subaru. That's kind of not the coolest cars in and of itself, so I'm with it, man. Enjoy the van. You got 3 kids, so yeah, dude.
It's a necessity when you go somewhere on vacation. Spenmo's sitting in their studio laughing right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the youngest of 5 kids, so we had vans my whole life growing up.
He can relate.
I know the deal.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, low key, I enjoy it. I'm not going to say,
cool.
I'm not going to say it publicly, but low key, I enjoy it.
You can say it publicly. It's okay.
So I was taking care of that. Alicia says there he is, 4 furnace Neal. No, not 4 furnaces. There's 2 furnaces in there. CB says minivans are ridiculously expensive. All the cars are ridiculously expensive.
Yes, everything expensive now. You can't,
like it's all the same out there right now. I thought people were going to let this go at first, but they're not, Lindsey. Of course, Sam drives a Subaru, says Red. You caught that, right?
Gets me where I want to go. Might not be pretty to look at.
Very fine vehicle.
Thank
very
you.
reliable.
Thank you. Doesn't break down on me. It's all good.
Yeah.
At least
it goes with the flannel. It goes with the flannel look.
Is it all-wheel drive?
Yeah. Yes. The thing is, I've never for once tried to proclaim that I'm cool in any way, shape, or form. That's the thing. It's right on brand. Everybody knows it.
No, but you're cool in your own way. Like,
exactly.
You have to be cool in your own skin.
Exactly.
Forget what other people say.
Yeah. No, I'm good with it. Like I said, one woman decided that she wanted to marry me. So that's the ultimate flex,
all
right?
That matters.
That's the ultimate flex.
That's all that matters.
Or when you don't wear sleeves and have sunglasses on and proclaim because Patrick Mahomes won a conference championship game at home where they were the number 1 seed that he is, quote, the GOAT that ever lived.
He is the best football player I've ever seen. He needs to accomplish more things individually and team success-wise, but he is on that trajectory, especially if they cash it in 2 weeks against Philadelphia. He's absolutely on that trajectory.
This is stunning. Jake Wegener says, I would think Fish would be the Subaru driver, which I would agree with. There are other people that have had Subarus out here, Lindsey.
Yes. Subarus are good cars.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had one, but I have.
But it looks good on you, though.
I've had buddies that had them, and people say that they're pretty reliable. So
Alicia says, wow, Lindsey Hunter's defending Sam Flannel after that horrible Ben Wallace take. Does it bother your soul when you defend Sam Flannel sometimes without knowing it, or no?
No, because, when certain people live in their world, you accept them in their world. And it's okay for them to be in that world, and as some of the things they say, are as ludicrous as they are, that's their world, so I respect that. So I'll defend him. It's okay. I still love him in his own skin.
That's a lot of growth from you, Lindsey Hunter. Like as a person throughout the years.
Most definitely.
Yeah, where you can take that into account and be like, as ridiculous as that is,
right,
I can accept him for it as a person.
Exactly. And you love them. And when you have kids, you have to get to that point where when they start growing up and becoming their own people, and you don't agree with who they become, there's nothing you really can do. So you love them through whatever, and you let them go, and you say, hey, I love you regardless. You may be, colored your hair blue and you got a face tattoo, but I still love you.
But no, we're going to draw the line there.
But when they're grown, you can't do anything.
No, when they're grown, you can't do anything about it.
You just love them from a distance.
Right. When they're grown and in their own house.
Yes, I mean,
you ain't trying to come through here with the Birdman teardrop on the face.
Hey,
or anything
there's
like
nothing
that.
you can do, Neal. When they come home and they got a tattoo in the forehead, and you go, "What happened?"
a diamond implanted on their head. Yeah. Oh man, people. Ryan Long says, "You're in Detroit. Big three or miss me, dog." So I get that. I understand that. My parents worked in the car factories, as a matter of fact, so I support that. A lot of stuff's global these days, though, man.
It's true.
It is. Yeah. It is for real.
Big three isn't even big three. Like, Fiat owns Chrysler.
Let that sink in.
Yeah. So
people don't like to talk about that stuff.
I remember I worked at a dealership. I was a porter at a dealership, and we started getting Fiat boxes. I was like, why are we getting so many Fiat boxes? Like, oh, Fiat bought us out, but they don't put it on the billboard or anything, because people, I'm not buying a Fiat. And so
a Fiat?
Yeah.
A Fiat? Yeah, I'm not buying a Fiat. No, but again, people talked about it earlier. The NFL does have a salary cap jump, so we'll talk about how that impacts the Lions and what things look like for them. We got a couple of nickel packages as well. A Lions Center nickel package, because it is, Tuesday, right? Yes. NFL Super Bowl edition / playoff edition. Now, Sam Flannel's in charge of the playoff edition one, so I can only imagine what type of questions, what that will be in there. Sam will be like, first down, is it okay if I drink Patrick Mahomes' bathwater? 248. Would you frown upon me? Would I be removed from the show if I drink his bathwater?
Oh, man.
So we have that. Some Pistons news as well. Bojan Bogdanovic, we'll get into that in the second hour. A couple of Pistons questions. I think it's time to have the discussion about Michigan basketball, Sam Flannel. And Michigan State basketball to some degree. Spencer.
I don't want to have that discussion.
Well,
I really don't want to have that discussion. But you know what? They earned it in the negative way with that god-awful performance at Penn State.
I don't think it's as bad as you think it's going to be.
No,
I
understand. And to kind of preview it, you did talk me off the ledge a little bit yesterday. But, it's right in front of them to at least make the tournament. They just got to go out and do it. I'm not sure if I'm confident in that or not, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll talk about it more.
And, of course, due to popular demand, we will rerun it. Questions for Lindsey Hunter. There were 1,000 of them that we couldn't get to yesterday. So last segment of the show, your questions for Lindsey Hunter. I already asked him what's the craziest thing you got for free. He said groceries. So, there is that. But, hey, tell him about the haircuts, man. I know you got bangs, but tell them about the haircuts anyway.
My
what a great line that was.
My great haircut, by the way. Anywho, come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Join Big D Energy and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz this Friday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the grand opening of Matrix Home Solutions in Plymouth. Come check out all that Matrix does and have your chance at winning great prizes plus autographs by Braylon Edwards and Darren McCarty. See you Friday at Matrix Home Solutions in Plymouth, 41303 Concept Drive in Plymouth.
Off and running here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter with you today. Jump into that woodwardsports.com chat thread. Get your thoughts out there as well. And we're doing it. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, along with us as they always are. Some NFL salary cap news. The salary cap's going to increase by about $16.5-ish million. We already got the questions in there, Lindsey, about what does that look like for the Lions? What are they going to do cap-wise? And look, I think, and you're going to hear this, Lindsey, where people are going to say, well, the cap goes up, so let's go out and let's go get it and everything like that. But remember, this is like a NFL stimulus package.
Right.
Everybody gets the same amount of money. So really, truth being told, Lindsey, this actually kind of hurts the Lions from the standpoint of there's more shoppers now than there might have been.
Oh, absolutely. And I think people do get it misconstrued thinking, hey, we can shop more than anybody else. No, everybody is on the same playing ground, and those that have the upper hand have it even more now.
Right.
So, yeah, it does make a difference.
No, absolutely. And again, too, just to give you the comps to what is going on, the Chicago Bears have the most cap space in the league this year at $98.5 million. Number 2 is the Atlanta Falcons with $56 million. So that gives you an idea of the Bears are going to be out there in those streets, Lindsey.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're going to, and they need to be. They need to, offensive line for sure, receivers for sure. They need a lot. And from the rumors I'm hearing, they're thinking about shopping their quarterback.
Which is crazy to me.
It's
crazy.
I don't get it. I like Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields can be, maybe an elite quarterback in this league. He's proven that, without any help, he can get you guys competitive.
Well, he does one angle dynamic. He's a dynamic runner. Like, not a good runner, not a good quarterback runner. Yeah. He's a dynamic runner.
Yes. And who knew, though? Who knew? We never saw this in college. We saw him a little bit.
Not to this degree.
Yes. Yeah, who knew?
Yeah, like he's on that Lamar stuff.
Right.
And Max Mayer says nah with Fields. Where are you at on this, Spenny?
I like Justin Fields. I think he could be a good player. I don't think they did him any justice by not putting any receivers around him. Like, his best receiver was Chase Claypool, and they got him halfway through the season.
Chase Claypool.
Obviously, Darnell Mooney would have been good, but he got injured early in the year. I think you can win a lot of games with Justin Fields. But when you're at the top of the draft like they are, it's always quarterback that comes into question, and it's up to them to identify if they think Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud is a better talent. That puts them in a better position than Justin Fields. But I think you got something good right now. Why would you throw it away? He's still so young,
right?
Still getting paid a league minimum. Like, I don't see it, but hey, it's up to them, their talent department, to identify who they think is the better option.
And Zach Conley's on my wavelength with it. When you boil this all down, and this happens in every sport, all across the board. Zach Conley, I don't buy it at all. They're making their first pick more wanted. They're never going to trade him, and I think at the end of the day, that's what it is. Because that stuff never happens, right, Lindsey? You don't just put stuff out in the media to enhance value, right?
Yeah, right. Do it all the time.
No,
happens all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Lions, again, just as a frame of reference, the Bears at $98.5 million. They're number 1 overall in cap space. The Falcons are number 2 at $56 million and some change. Lions right now, as it sits, are 10th at 10th available cap space, about $15.8 million. They're about $2 million in front of the 49ers, who sit at 11th. And I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised. Almost half the league is in the negative as far as cap space goes. And we see this, and we see teams go to work on it and things like that.
Right.
And the Green Bay Packers, you know my feelings on that. Just to give you the quick update on them, they are almost $18 million over the cap right now. They still have to figure out what they're going to do with Aaron Rodgers, who, if they trade, his bonus accelerates, so they go further into the cap, which means they're probably going to end up cutting Aaron Jones because they have to.
Yeah.
Destruction. I'm here. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But again, that impacts everybody, though. The addition to the cap space, it changes a lot.
Yeah, and like you just said, different things happen to different teams. If they're going to make moves, it's still going to impact them, like Green Bay negatively, So a lot of people have a lot of decisions to make, It's going to be interesting to watch because I love watching, how things transpire, especially, when the salary cap has something to do with it, because you see where teams' values are. You see who really wants to win, and you see who's going to be penny pitchers, So most teams that want to win, they don't really care. They do what they have to do to be competitive and to try to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that's what they'll do. And those teams, they'll take the scissors and they'll cut the cuts when they can. And the Lions certainly. And again, just to give you guys a frame of reference, with that $16 million that in cap space. Remember, that's with Michael Brocker still on the roster. You are able to cut him, and you are able to add about $10 million to that cap. So we know how that's, at least we figure we know how that one's going to end up. And there are some other ways. The last time we did the show, what did we get it to? About $40 million, right? Yeah. And it was realistic. We weren't up here on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were realistically doing it. But it does drive the price up. And that's what I just want everybody to understand that, man. With this stimulus, with this salary cap stimulus, everybody's a shopper, and the price goes up. When you were negotiating contracts, Lindsey, you wanted as many interested parties as possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Even if I had no interest in going.
I'll see what Vancouver. Yeah, answer that call from Vancouver.
Exactly.
No, but and it is. It's one of those things. What will he do with the extra money? He'll maximize it. Mm-hmm. I'm sure. Brad Holmes will get every bit of the juice out of the squeeze that he can with it. We're sure about that. And I don't think this is a fair. I keep hearing this around town, Lindsey, about Brad Holmes, and it's not fair. B, it's not fair because of reasons, and those reasons are, and I'll always go back to it, Jamie Collins and Trey Flowers. When I hear media talking heads that I think are knowledgeable and stuff like that, they say, well, Brad Holmes hasn't proven he can sign free agents. When you don't have the arsenal to do it because you're paying Jamie Collins and Trey Flowers $19 million, right. We haven't seen that from Brad Holmes yet, so we don't know.
Right. And people are always going to see what think the perception is because something didn't happen a certain way. But there's a reason behind why things didn't happen a certain way, like you just said. But as a GM, man, those are the things that you have to deal with. Those are the things that you have to maneuver around, and people are going to talk anyway. But when you start putting a good product out there and you're winning, then all that stuff gets brushed under the rug. Winning hides a multitude of sins. I always say that.
Yeah, that is your line. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. John Suba, Neal, do you expect splash signings this year? I know it's about 2024 with the money in that, but the window is opening. And look, guys, you know what my stance is on it. Spenny, you got me interested, like the Trey Edmonds thing, like your guy. All right, I'm intrigued. I don't look at it as like splash signings. I'll pay for quality.
Yeah.
I've always said that.
Right.
Are you expecting that, Spenny? Because that doesn't seem like that's him.
No, I'm not expecting a splash signing per se, but I'd love to see a Trey Edmonds here because, like I said, I think he's a good value of what he is now. He's young. If you give him another year or two, he's going to probably shoot up, and I think he can become a real deal Pro Bowler if he was given the reins to a defense. But it's like you said, they're not in the situation right now to where they can go out and sign that superstar, to where they can go out and do that. And I think when the situation presents itself, Brad Holmes will pull the trigger and will do something like that. But next year, it's not in the cards just yet. I think they'll make a signing. They'll make a quality signing, but not this super splash signing that everybody's hoping for.
Lindsey, have you noticed this? Being a player, being a coach, being a college coach, being around the game, because you kind of grew up with this throughout your career. I call it the fantasyization of the sports fan, where they kind of operate or they kind of think or they kind of develop their opinions based on what they do in their fantasy football league or their fantasy basketball league and stuff like that. Right. You know, where because the quarterback thing, that's something where I've always talked about, where everyone thinks because you got Brock Purdy before he snapped his elbow in half, or you have Tom Brady or stuff like that, and because you do it in your fantasy draft with Matt Stafford, like Matt Stafford for a long time was always that guy where if you didn't get a quarterback in the first couple rounds, you said, well, I'll just wait till the 6th round, I'll get Matt Stafford. And you could plug and play what his stats were going to be.
Right.
It's not like that, obviously, in the real game, but have you noticed that as the rise of fantasy sports has come up, people kind of adopt their thinking that's how their franchise should be run? Well,
think about it. That's how most people outside of sports for real live. So they think that's kind of reality, which, I always equate it to the 2K kids.
2K kids.
Yeah, because
Spenny, listen up.
Because I remember when 2K first became famous, and my kids would always say, "Oh, he's a 95," and I'm like, who the hell is a 95? What are you talking about? And, they would be talking about specific players. And I think it equates to the same way with the, fantasy football guys. They think, hey, we can just plug this guy in here and it'll be okay. No, it doesn't work like that in the real world.
Do you have to tell your kids, he's a 95, I busted him last Tuesday? Do you say that?
Sometimes.
So that means every time. No, but Chuck Brewer says fantasy sports has made so many, quote, GM experts that are clueless.
Right.
So, Alicia, first 3 rounds fantasy football draft. Mahomes, Kelsey, Henry. I draft him early, LOL. So does Sam Flannel. How'd that work out for you, by the way? Where'd we end up?
I was, I believe, 4th or something like that. Not terrible, but Patrick Mahomes is going to win MVP. So I stand by picking him as high as I did. I don't even care about everyone else. I feel vindicated. He won the MVP. That was kind of the thing with Patrick Mahomes. It's like the only way that it could possibly work out with you drafting him in the first round was if he has an MVP season. Would you look at that? He just did, and now he's got a chance to win a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP. I love it.
Brandon Spica says, develop your own superstars. And I really do think that as we've seen Brad Holmes operate in the draft, as far as the free agency stuff goes, he's deployed the draft as a weapon of replenishing a roster, certainly that needed to be replenished. He's done that. There's been an injection of talent on that roster. Yeah. Because really when you think about it, Lindsey, how often do these huge free agency signings in the NFL work out? How often? Not a lot.
Not a lot. I think when was the last time one really worked out well was the defensive end for that won a Super Bowl and then he went back to the Bills.
Von Miller.
Von Miller, yeah.
That's probably the only one I could really think about.
Yeah, with Denver. Yeah, that's right. He signed some mega money with Denver and came out there, and they did win. Yeah, that is true. Right. But it is rare,
It's rare.
Man.
It's very rare.
And the problem with it is the risk.
Right.
Because if you sign somebody like a Trey Flowers to a mega contract and it doesn't work out, you're stuck with them. And you're stuck with them to the point where you're saying, why aren't we signing any free agents? Well, Trey Flowers was your free agent last year. Because you gave him $12 million to not play.
Well, yeah, that's tough.
So,
tough.
That it's what they it's what it is. It's just I am not a huge free agency guy unless it is a known entity. That's just not the way that I operate. I'll tell you what I do operate, though. Cintron. That is right, baby. Cintron, an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages and premium bottled water. Cintron, fun, functional, and fashionable. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice. So you know what? Why wait? Buy online at drinkcintron.com. Cintron also available on Amazon as well. Hook that Prime up. Click the button. Cintron will be the classic, the cranberry, and the sugar-free will be sitting on your porch the next day if you're a Prime member. Again, why wait? Drink it, live it with Cintron.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say. Come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th, from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet, DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. Our own Ryan Ermanni has begun his journey with Custom Health Centers. He got a six-pack in about a week. No, I'm just playing. But he is down just about 15 pounds with Custom Health Centers. They can do it for you as well. They've had over 20,000 success stories. You can be the next one. They've helped professional athletes. Look at him, man. Shredded. Shred instantly with Custom Health Centers.
He could catch 16 touchdowns for the Browns.
He does, as a matter of fact. No, but again, they've helped a lot of people. Over 20,000 success stories. They've helped Eddie Murray, Detroit Lions, Pro Bowl MVP kicker, NBA champion Rick Mahorn as well. They can help you too. Start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason and Custom Health, 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-THIN. It's Custom Health Centers. Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter in for Darren McCarty. We just have champions all over the place here at Woodward Sports. We have Sam Flannel, we have Spencer Raxter, we have all of you as well. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Wheezy D313 says Von Miller was a midseason trade, which he was, but then the Broncos gave him the bag and gave him $70 million guaranteed contract.
Yeah, but he went to the Rams, remember?
Right.
Did they trade him or did they sign him?
No, the Rams traded for him. Yeah. But I'm saying like the Broncos.
Yeah, they gave him that money.
They gave him that money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they had to take on the cap hit when he got moved.
Yep.
So, all that, again, when you get traded, that portion of the signing bonus accelerates and it moves on to it. So, it's one of those things where very rarely does the fantasy signing work out. So that's really the thing. Alicia says, why is the salary cap jumping? Because revenue jumped. So whenever you see these mega TV deals get signed by the NFL, much like Lindsey and the NBA players did with the NBA owners, you negotiate your salary, you negotiate your labor deals, and most times it's a percentage of revenue that gets kicked back towards salary.
More money, more problems.
More money, more problems. Exactly. Now, the NFL is a little bit lower than the rest of the sports, which I never understood that, but it is what it is. So when you see these billion-dollar deals get done with Amazon, remember, the players are getting about 48% of that money in direct salary. So that is the way that it goes up, and that is the way that it works. But yes, Alicia, to answer your question, yes, the contract structures, those are different based on the sports, and again, based on the revenue sharing
Yep.
that they do. So just kind of breaking down what that is, and when you guys stream your Amazon game, when you jump on your Prime and you stream your Amazon game, you're contributing to that. But we're talking Detroit Lions. What will Brad Holmes do with the extra money? I want to temper everybody that expects that they're going to go sign every single free agent now, because it's not just, it's just not realistic. Lane Hartman says Sunday Ticket is YouTube now too, right? Yes. Did you see the amount of money that they gave the NFL? Like, it's not possible for YouTube to recoup that in subscriber fees unless they're going to charge $1,000 for Sunday Ticket.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I wonder how people are going to watch all those games, Benny.
Yeah. No idea, Stream East.
Well, YouTube must know something we don't.
Like, I get why they do it, right? Because you spend all that money, it's a giant commercial for YouTube TV,
Right.
like the awareness of YouTube TV. Sports are, for the most part, done at a loss now, like because the value of having the property under your wing it's not just measured in dollars.
Right.
Makes you legit.
Right.
$2 billion annually.
Yeah.
Ooh. How are they recouping that?
They can't. Because, I mean, how many subscribers does even Sunday Ticket have? What, 5 million?
Yeah.
A million?
It's a $79.99 a month base option.
$80 a month. So they are going to charge $800 for it.
Right.
They're going to charge over $1,000. Who's going to buy that?
Nobody.
You'll be surprised.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Are you going to pay? You said it was $90 a month.
$80.
You're going to pay $80 a month for Sunday Ticket. Gee, I wonder how this poll is going to go.
Yeah.
Bruh.
No one's doing that, dude.
Somebody will do it. There's always somebody that will do it, and there's more people
Lindsey.
than we think. I'm telling you.
Lindsey, I'm about it. Like,
Right?
I am. Like, I enjoy. I enjoy sports on television.
Me too.
And I'll spend money for it. I will.
Right.
I'll spend money for it to watch it. Lindsey, that's irresponsible to shell out $80 a month for Sunday. Are you kidding me?
It's a lot of irresponsible people in this world.
I understand. No, 100%. 100%. I get that. 100%. I get that. Zach Conley, I have to watch the Lions games. I live in Charlotte. Oh, R.I.P.
See?
Sports Surge, Zach Conley. Sports Surge.
Lions fan.
In North Carolina. Early returns here. Are you paying $80 a month for Sunday Ticket on the WoodwardSports.com chat poll? 93% of you say no. And Lindsey, I could put a chat poll up there that says, do you like pizza? And 93% of people wouldn't say yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never see these types of numbers.
Yeah.
Justin Reese says, if it's $80 a month, we'll include the rest of the channels they offer. I don't know. Go to YouTubeTV.com. See what they have to say. See what they have to say there. Chuck Brewer says, no, not paying. However, we get Red Zone for free as part of our regular package in the UK. And I will say that. I will migrate towards that because I will pay $12 a month just for Red Zone. I'll do that.
Right. Yeah. But people are going to pay, man. I mean, people are saying no, and a lot of people are, probably won't. But I'm sure there are going to be people that pay.
There always is. I'm questioning, like, who? Because I'm not. And look, like I said, I'm a sports. I don't watch movies. I don't do that stuff. I just watch sports. I don't watch TV shows. Yeah. I watched Ozark during the pandemic.
So I got into Game of Thrones.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, my wife is into Game of Thrones. That's
the only thing I've watched.
We can revisit this because it's you working here right now. Excuse me. So she would be watching Game of Thrones, and I walked by and somebody was riding a dragon, and I said, "That's enough for me. I'm out."
Oh no, it's awesome. You got to watch it, man. It's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Someone's riding a dragon.
It doesn't
Lindsey.
matter.
Use your imagination.
Good.
Neal. You didn't watch Lord of the Rings or anything?
No.
Yeah, I don't do Lord of the Rings, but I did get into Game of Thrones, and it hooked me, man. I'm telling you.
I'm a nerd though, so.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
It was really good.
You are a nerd, as a matter of fact.
I accept that.
Yeah.
Nerd culture is mainstream, Neal. You got to get with the times.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hey, does it make you happy?
It does.
Do you pay your taxes?
I do.
You're cool with me, brother.
All right.
Because happy people don't cause problems.
That's true. That's a good point.
Oh, yeah. And someone mentioned that the spin-off House of Dragons was awesome also. I'm still waiting on the next episode. It's
was somebody riding a dragon on that one?
Yes, absolutely. That's the House of Dragons. So that's the people that originated the dragon.
Yeah.
It's like a dragon
awesome.
Tesla.
The Targaryens.
Yes, the Targaryens. It's awesome, dude.
What are these people talking about, Spenny?
Neal,
you got to watch it, man.
Sam Flannel, are you in on this?
No.
Okay, thank you.
I heard like the Targaryens, and I'm like, what? It's okay. Do what you want, like what you like, but
100%.
I'm not really.
You can like what you like, and I respect that.
Yeah.
But I can make fun of it too.
I mean, my bugaboo is I'm kind of a dork, and Spencer's a nerd. It's okay. We can like.
It's true.
Spider-Man meme.
Rack says it's a dragon minivan. Oh, okay. Now it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You know, now that makes sense to me. People saying Game of Thrones is trash.
Game of Thrones is trash.
No, that's one person said that.
All I can do is read, Lindsey. That's all I can do. Zach Conley says, Neal, I bet you get hooked on Game of Thrones. I bet I don't.
Read the books. It's way better.
Read the books.
Way better.
Oh, man.
So you watched the show and you've read the book?
Yes.
Hey, Dork.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Spence.
Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you. I could do a 6-hour show by myself about Game of Thrones if I want.
Tammy Chin says, I won't trash a show that I've never watched. I'm not trashing it. I'm just saying from what I saw, people were riding on dragons, and I'm out.
Yeah, but you only watched, like, you walked by and saw a dragon and kept moving.
I told but I addressed it with my wife. I said, "Is that person riding a dragon?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go watch the Canucks against the Coyotes." I tapped out there, but then again, hey, if you want to make fun of me for watching Canucks v Coyotes, that's fair, Tammy. I should be made fun of for that, so I guess it's okay. Big Play Jay. Funny, Neal turns his nose up at those who watch dragons, but has a 2-furnace castle that overlooks his city. LOL. My house does not overlook the city. You have to go to the corner of 29 and Campground.
Oh, man.
And then you can see the Rensen from up top there. I can see the whole city from up here.
That's
little
nice.
Jack Harlow right there. See? Hey. Still got bars. I still got bars. And Spenny is going to have a lobster roll.
I will definitely have a lobster roll because the only place that you could truly eat lobster and enjoy it is obviously Cousins Maine Lobster, because Cousins Maine Lobster brings the best of the Maine coast to Detroit with their 2 food trucks rolling around the city. You can check them out wherever. You can order online and earn points, or scan that QR code right there and figure out where they are rolling around the city. So make sure you check out Cousins Maine Lobster.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
It's a new year, so let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 local monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone with you as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800
Stay out.
That's 1-800
Stay out.
How many days of flannel protection?
204.
204 days of Sam flannel protection. Call them at 1-800
Stay out. Stay out of the playoffs, Joe Burrow.
Stay out of the playoffs and let them protect you.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter here with you, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. The WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Lindsey, is on one, huh? You see anything good?
Yes, the Detroit Dabber says Neal hates Game of Thrones, loves Jack Harlow. That's funny.
He makes some bangers, like
he has some good songs.
Yeah, well, you know, I liked him when he first came out, but then he just got kind of corny.
Well, he went commercial.
He got corny, right?
But I can't. I, being me, I can't question. I'm looking for the opportunity to sell out. You guys wait. You wait. When this pops off, I will have a commercial for everything. Everything.
I'd be Peyton Manning.
Yeah, 100 times 2.
Give me every commercial you can.
Times 2.
It's easy money.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Kurt Romario says Neal is the, what's it, Tyrion of Woodward Sports?
Yeah.
Tyrion?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's actually a kind of good comp. Like he's a big money guy. He knows a lot, talks a lot of crap, drinks a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a really smart guy, too.
Yeah,
is he like a featured character?
Yeah,
or
Yeah,
not?
it's Peter Dinklage. Well, you don't know actors, but yeah, it's Peter Dinklage.
And he survives everything.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything.
He catches bodies too. Like,
really?
Yeah.
They kids guys had him with a shield.
Killed his dad, too.
Killed his dad.
Was he talking ish?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He had to kill him.
Yeah. He had
It's not not
Dad was
family.
gonna
It's
kill
business.
him.
It's
Dad was
business.
gonna kill him.
It's business. I get it. 100%. I get. That has me intrigued. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
See?
That I'm intrigued. If I could see some of myself in him.
It's good.
Is he good looking or not?
I mean, to somebody.
Yeah.
To somebody?
To somebody.
All right. Well, it can't be an
He's
exact
rich.
comp.
He's rich. He's from the richest family in Westeros. So.
Yeah.
Richest family in what?
Westeros.
Westeros?
Yeah, that's the continent.
Oh, is it? That's like the Washington Township of Game of Thrones?
Yeah. Casterly Rock is the Washington Township of Game of Thrones.
All right, I got it. I am intrigued. I'm not going to lie. Jason says, bowl of cream of wheat or an episode of Game of Thrones? What are you doing?
What?
He hates cream of wheat.
I'm not a fan of cream of wheat. Nobody is. And it's not that I'm not. Nobody literally is. Whenever you walk by it in the store, all the boxes are there. Even if all the stuff around it is sold out.
Yeah, I don't
all
like
the
cream of wheat.
is
But I like malto meal. You ever
yeah,
tried that?
we've no, I've never tried it, but Spenny has gone to bat for malto meal before.
Malto meal's good. Cocoa wheats, some big cocoa wheats guys.
Yeah.
Too.
I never tried that one.
So yeah, they all like it. I do not. It's basically like cardboard for breakfast. So I'm not rolling with that, and I'm not doing it. But you know what? Bowl of cream of wheat or Game of Thrones?
It's got to be Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I think I would do the Game of Thrones because, and here's why. Analytically, here's why I would do a Game of Thrones. Because my wife likes Game of Thrones, so it would cut ice with her. And if I'm going to do something that I'm not, I'm not down with, I may as well profit from it. Is that a Tyrion kind of response right there?
Definitely. That's definitely a Tyrion response.
For sure.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Peaceful Tim, I'm with Neal and neither. Okay. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Are you guys paying $80 a month for Sunday ticket? 88% of you say no. And to be fair, I'm surprised it's that low. That breaks me with it. Lindsey, it does, man. I'll just go to the red zone and do it that way. And to be fair, too, with the Sunday ticket thing, I was already kind of leaning red zone because my kids, Lindsey, I would assume your kids are probably in the same capacity. My kids don't. They'll watch the Lions unless they start losing. Then they won't watch them anymore. but they only watch Red Zone. They will not watch a game.
Well, that's the generation.
That's the generation.
Right.
Right.
That's why they watch, all the snippets on Instagram and all this other stuff. They don't watch the entirety of anything. They just watch the important parts to them, especially sports, because this is a highlight. Everybody wants highlights. I just want to see the highlights. Who won? Who did this? Nobody watches the entire game and get any type of substance out of it.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, $80 a month. So what's a football season? We got September, October, November, December. It's about 4.5-ish.
Roughly.
Yeah, so $400 to $500. Okay, so that's about what it was on DirecTV, and it was a loss leader for them. Like, they did lose money on it, and I'm sure YouTube is going to lose money on it, but whatever. I guess as long as you got Game of Thrones, you're all right.
Facts.
YouTube TV have Game of Thrones?
No, it's HBO.
Oh, all right. So you got to tack on your HBO Max to your YouTube. Okay, that's fair. All right. When college basketball's over, I'll watch the first episode.
I love
in
it.
honor of Lindsey.
Yep, do that.
Okay.
When college basketball's over,
you're gonna be hooked.
Okay.
Trust me.
We're gonna do it, Lindsey. Okay.
All right.
In honor of you, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna get to this one actually a little bit later. But we were talking about the Lions and the adding to the salary cap. NFL announced that they're going to add about $16.5-ish million per team, kind of like a salary cap stimulus for the NFL. And I got to thinking about it because I think the fans are going to expect, Brad Holmes to go, to BTs and start throwing dollar bills in the air and stuff like that at the free agency strip club. And I don't think that's the way that it's going to work. He's proven that. I know a lot of people say he's proven that he can't sign free agents or doesn't want to get involved. I don't think it's that. I think it's because resources were spread out with players that weren't there. But it kind of wraps into this question because Spenmo had it on the sheet. He said, who do you have higher expectations for in year two, Kerby Joseph or James Houston? And these dudes are arguably some of the better players. Not arguably. They are some of the better players at their position. Year one, walking in the door, year one. Who do you have the higher expectations for? For me, that answers the free agency question. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He has the arsenal of draft picks. I'm cool with that. I don't need it, Lindsey. I don't need a $20 million a year cornerback. I don't need it from Brad Holmes because I don't think he needs it.
No, that's true. And then you've done a great job in the draft with these young guys who are really, have shown that they can be dominant in their positions. Of course, my guy James Houston from Jackson State University.
That's right.
My alma mater.
That's right.
Really, really proud of how he stepped up, throughout the season and really became a good part of the defense. And if you can build that way, like someone said earlier, you build through the draft and develop your talent, then your guys become covenant free agents, and that's what you want.
Right, no doubt. And to have people that make it to second contracts, because this Real Cream of Wheat says just to even have expectations is new to me. And you know what, Cream of Wheat, think about that. When you go back through the annals of the Lions draft, like the T.J. Hawkinson draft class would be the one coming up to their option right now, slash free agency for the picks that they had. And when you go back, and I want to get it exactly right, because I want to go through these names and just to show you, Cream of Wheat and everybody else, how far this has come in such a short amount of time, and how, even to me, I think that they are way ahead of schedule. I think if you had Brad Holmes and you were in a bar having a drink, I think even he would look at you and say, this is crazy. This is crazy how fast it moved. So here's the draft class that we will be talking about. Would you offer a second contract to right now? T.J. Hawkinson, which you traded him. Jelani Tavai, Will Harris, Austin Bryant, Aruwariye, Travis Fulgham, Ty Johnson, Isaac Nauta, P.J. Johnson.
Oh, hell no.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's who you will be deciding whether or not we're going to give a second contract to.
Yeah, that's...
Look at how far this has come. That.
In a short period of time.
In 2 drafts, man.
Yeah.
Look at how far this has come. So I'm with you. To say, having expectations, it is. The whole concept's wild, man. This was like for when And when the Pistons won the 04 championship, I was thinking to myself, I was like, they had teal jerseys like 6 years ago. Like
teal and maroon.
Teal and maroon jerseys.
Nasty.
You know, I used to go to the games to watch T. Mills pull from three. Remember he made like 18 three-pointers in a row or whatever it was?
We kind of evolutionized the stretch five.
Literally. You know, and it's one of those things where you stop and you look back, and with this Lions thing, again, this is why I don't think the free agency thing is going to be what everybody thinks it is.
Yeah, well, I don't think it has to be with the Lions because, like, the trajectory of what they're doing now, the expectations for next season, we talked about it yesterday, right? 12 games, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about 12, but division, whatever it takes to win a division title. I mean, we talk about a guy like James Houston as just an absurd pick, maybe the best value pick in the draft besides maybe a Brock Purdy or a Tariq Woolen.
Right.
He averaged 1.14 sacks per game in his rookie year. That's outer space level good. That's better than the pace of Nick Bosa. That would equate to 19 in a 17-game season. A 6th-round pick. I know he only played 7 games, but that's the type of guy that on a per-game basis in the 6th round, is in a per-game basis an all-pro level player. If you just get one of those,
but that's an MVP at a 17-game season. That's a borderline MVP, defensive MVP production.
That's Lawrence Taylor at 86. I mean, obviously he didn't do everything else Lawrence Taylor did, but just on a sack basis, that would be one of the best seasons in NFL history. And that's just, I don't think people are talking about how great James Houston was enough. Every show, we could wax poetic about James Houston for the first 14 minutes. We could.
The way he looks when he does it, too. That athleticism, the bend, that's the word they use, right? The bend. The bend that he has. It's almost like pornographic, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, though, when you watch that, you're like, that cat's different.
Yes.
And they cut him at the beginning. Remember that when they cut him at the beginning of camp? Like,
that is unbelievable. I mean, on a per-game basis, he was their best rookie. Even better than Aiden Hutchinson. And I'm the biggest Aiden Hutchinson slap probably at the network. But James Houston, man, he was special.
Before we go to break, who alters your trousers more? Aiden Hutchinson or Patrick Mahomes?
Easy, man.
Well, okay, for now, because Aiden Hutchinson was a Michigan legend and then a Rookie of the Year caliber player for the Detroit Lions, I would probably say him for now. But Patrick Mahomes, you could be talking about the GOAT one day. I don't think Aiden Hutchinson has that kind of trajectory. So for now, I will probably go with Mahomes. But if Aiden Hutchinson continues on this trajectory, makes a couple All-Pros, Pro Bowl, or maybe a Hall of Famer, it would be Hutchinson.
Yeah, Robert Closia. And this ties into the free agency thing as we wrap this thing up. James Houston just cost Romeo Quora a lot of money because Brad Holmes can pick up $7 million in cap space by getting rid of street clothes Romeo.
That's a little harsh.
Oh my goodness!
It's factual.
Hey, once you get past the hurt, you realize exactly what the situation is. Let me tell you about Chili Peppers Tanning. They'll find the cleanest salons in the D, spotless sanitized rooms, trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. They'll get you all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. And don't forget, you can pick up the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Cal Tan, and Spencer Raxter's favorite, the Swedish Beauty Lotions.
Oh, yeah.
27 locations, which means there's one close to you. And oh, by the way, there's more on the way also. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find out which one works best for you. It's Chili Peppers Tanning. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. They are your vitamin D headquarters.
Chili Peppers Tan?
Yeah, yeah.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet. DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Neal Ruhl here for Big Boy. Wintertime in Detroit's always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the classic meatloaf, Spenny.
Give me the loaf.
Cajun chicken Alfredo, maybe if that's your flavor. How about breakfast? Stuffed potato pancakes, those slap. The Lumberjack, the Santa Fe Garden, or the Blockbuster. Stop by your local Big Boy today. Also, Neal Ruhl here for the Monroe Street Midway Minute. You guys know what's going on downtown all winter season long. Pull up on the Monroe Street Midway. Stuff for the kids, the winter bumper cars, the Arctic Slide. I don't even know. They might have a minivan bumper car. Go down there and ask them. We'll see if they do. Puck Putt, the Midway Arcade, the food. That slaps out there as well. You can catch Spenmo in there smashing pierogies. He said he could eat 100 if he set his mind to it. That's factual, right?
Factual.
I'd love to see it. I would. Mac and cheese bites. He's all about that life as well. They got gluten-free stuff, vegan stuff. If that's the way that you got to get it done, you can do that as well. And the bottom line is this, folks. It's something fun to do outside in the wintertime. That's why I go down there. Because I hate the winter. I hate being outside when it's cold. But I'll pull up on the Monroe Street Midway. I'll do that. They got heated tents if you're soft like me. And oh, by the way, the drinks are flowing if that's the avenue you want to do. So go to deckedoutdetroit.com for more information and go to the Monroe Street Midway all winter long. Back at it, Big D Energy, pulling up on the second hour of the show. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter here with you. We got Sam Flannel, we got Spencer Raxter. Appreciate you tapping in. Lindsey in for DMAC all week long. Coming up at the end of the show, we'll have Ask Lindsey. We had hundreds of questions flying in yesterday. There was no way we could get to them all, so run it back today, and Lindsey will ask. We can ask him whatever you want. He'll answer it. I asked him what's the craziest thing he got for free. He said groceries. The reason I said that, I finally got my first thing. I got a car wash, so I was all fired up about that. Shout out, too, to Cleanview Auto Wash over there at Shaner and Hall Road. Pull up on him. Jason's our guy. He's a big fan of the show. Said he watches it every day. So he was cold out there today, man.
Hell yeah.
He was cold out there. But yeah, so we're chopping it up. We were talking Detroit Lions, the addition of the salary cap, all that. We asked you if you're going to pay $80 a month for Sunday Ticket on YouTube. You won't. At least that's what a lot of you said out there. Let's squeeze a nickel package in right now. If we got to go over, we go over on it. Right. Is that fair?
Yeah, sounds good.
Little Detroit Lions nickel package to start. Is that cool with you, Lindsey?
That's cool with me.
All right, let's kick it off.
All right, first question of the Detroit Lions nickel package. Do the Lions need to get a corner in the first round of this year's NFL draft?
Do they need to? Only if Brad Holmes says they need one. And you have to take this into account, where you look at the depth and the fact that he's been able to pull talent from pretty much everywhere in the draft. I don't think there is a need pick for the Detroit Lions other than who Brad Holmes thinks they need to take in the first round. And I don't think he's married to that. And Lindsey, you were coach of an NBA team. You worked around the game. How do you did you guys balance that, or were you always kind of we need a small forward or we need an off guard? Did you how do you balance best player versus need, I guess?
Well, if the best player available is better than what you need, I think you got to take the best available. You know, and you make it work after that if you can make a trade or something like that. But you as a working in the front office and looking at your needs, that's what you try to fulfill. But if you need a point guard and let's just say Victor is available, you're going to take Victor.
No, and look, that certainly is the case. It's just I have never seen a GM, especially in this town, that has impunity. He could do anything.
Yeah, and you think he's right.
He could take Jake Moody at number 6 overall, and I'd be like, It's Brad Holmes, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to question Brad Holmes? You're not. So let's take it and ride with it.
As long as he doesn't take a tight end, I'm cool.
It's just, for me, I don't think that there is a quote-unquote need for any one position. As crazy as that sounds, when you have one of the worst defenses, in the league by total. Second down.
All right, next question of the Lions nickel package. Who is the most important player on the Lions offense next season other than Jared Goff?
And that's a great question. And I think for me, there's two ways to answer it. My answer to that question, if you're talking like most important to the Detroit Lions and their success, my answer to that question for the next 10 years of nickel packages is going to be Penei Sewell, because I think that's a dude that changed everything. When he steps up to Nick Bosa and says, "You ain't punking me today, my friend. When he goes up to Aaron Donald and says, "Things are different around here now," and he steps to him, it's almost like when Ndamukong Suh stepped in with Trent Williams, and it's how the tone changed. I think Penei Sewell changed the tone. He's the most important player in the Lions organization to me. And with all that being said, I think as far as next year goes, and you guys may laugh at this, I think it's going to be DeAndre Swift, because I think what he's going to provide next year you haven't seen yet. And I know we've heard that. We always hear it, but we never see it. I think you won't see, as Drake said. We're going to see. We're going to see with him.
Well, I'm a big Swift fan. I really like him. I think next year, has to be a year that he really shows, what he really can be, I know Flannel's not a big Swift fan.
I was coming into this season. I actually predicted him to lead the NFC in rushing yards, and he kind of did what he always did. Sort of get banged up, not be that running back one. So at this point, to me, it's kind of fool me 3 times, won't get fooled again.
Yeah.
See,
I would love to be wrong, but I was already burned so badly. His career high in rushing yards is 617. That's not good. I know. He's been a bust so far. I know he's a second-round pick, but
I think that's strong.
But he hasn't ever been what we hoped he would be. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he has that year next year. But at least with Saquon Barkley, he had a Rookie of the Year season. He had 2,000
Yeah, and where was
seasons.
he picked?
He was picked number 2. But you're acting like DeAndre Swift is going to have Saquon Barkley this year's season as his numbers next year. That's a little extreme.
I think in total yards he'll be in the ballpark.
But even as a receiver, people act like he's Christian McCaffrey or something, or he's going to be Christian McCaffrey. He's not. He's been pretty mid. I hope I'm wrong. He'd be very, very important for this team, but still.
Well, for his accountant's sake, Lindsey, he better be good.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, I think he can produce more. Not to those guys that you were comparing him to, but if he can be anywhere within the neighborhood of, all around back for 1,000 yards, he could be a great asset.
No, and that's where I think it is, because he has to.
Right.
If you're going to get the generational wealth,
right,
he has to. If he rolls out and he plays 7 games, you're going to be paid as such.
Yeah.
It's all on the table for him right now. And you and I talked about this. Really weird. That last year of the contract, man. Guys ball out. You said you balled out.
Absolutely. Hey.
You know the stakes, man.
Well, yeah. Look what Saquon Barkley did.
Right? And look, hey, everyone's saying he can go. Swift is mid. He's a mid player. I just want you guys to realize when he's over 1,000 all-purpose yards next year. You know what I'm saying?
1,000 all-purpose yards isn't that big of a deal.
When it will be if Jamal Williams has. All right, how many yards Jamal Williams going to run for?
You said all-purpose.
Yes.
Jamal Williams, I don't know. I could predict anything from 600 to 1,100, depending on DeAndre Swift's health.
So where will the carries be left for DeAndre Swift? So you're going to have 2,000-yard running backs for it to be a success for you?
No, but you're acting like an 1,000-yard all-purpose season is great. It's not. It's relatively mid.
It's relatively mid. When you tack on his 6 touchdown catches and 3 touchdown runs, 3 to 4 touchdown runs with it,
then
it's fine.
He will be a huge asset to the team.
All right, there you go.
I wouldn't re-sign him.
Okay, third down.
All right, third question of the nickel package. How many sacks does Aiden Hutchinson finish with next season?
Less than James Houston.
Wow.
Spicy.
Wow. Well, let's just hope Houston gets, say Houston gets about 13.
13?
Yeah.
So then you get Hutch 12?
Yep.
And then we're cool with that?
Yeah.
Everyone can put the arrow away?
We're good with that.
What do you got, Sam Flannel? I got to have your take on this one. What, 22?
No.
28?
No, I'm actually going to go 13 and a half. He already had 9.5, and actually Spencer brought it up before I did, but I kind of co-signed it, 13 and a half. With how he was last year, he had some rookie growing pains. He had about 5 or 6 games where we were all really worried. We were all kind of, he wasn't very impactful. He was over pursuing, but those days are behind him. He's going to come right out of the gate ready to play, and I think that next year is where he takes that step to being a Pro Bowler. 13 and a half is a Pro Bowl season. It's borderline All-Pro.
I am just intrigued to see these two cats for a full season, go together.
Well, because when James Houston, he was putting up numbers, Aiden Hutchinson was as well. It's not like he took away.
Right.
They worked very well together, and that's what I kind of noticed watching them play. So they could be very, very dynamic together.
The bend. Fear the bend, everybody. Let's do this then. Let's step in real quick. We'll hit the break. We'll finish that. We got our NFL playoff nickel package as well. We got some Pistons news about possible trade and trade deadline and all that kind of stuff.
Jared Goff invited to the Pro Bowl.
Jared Goff was invited to the Pro Bowl, so there's that as well. And that's Spenmo. You were hoping nobody caught that, weren't you?
No, I knew it was going to happen. Once the Eagles made the championship, Hurts can't go. So
that is true. Yeah. We're gonna talk about it all. Tell them about Swiss though, Sam Flannel.
Absolutely, and this is Swiss Insurance, not a turkey and Swiss sandwich. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Many businesses choose a January 1st effective date. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give us a shot and you won't be disappointed. Email them at mark@swissins.com. That is mark@swissins.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter here in for D-Mac, Sam Flannel, Spencer Baxter, all of you, woodwardsports.com, chat thread as well. Everybody jump in. Mike Hilton says, don't forget, Sam is creepy. Is that fair?
No. Mike Hilton's he clowns in the chat, though. He's kind of like the BDE's I King horse. So, yeah, I'm not going to take what he says too seriously.
Yeah, so let's finish up this, and we're going to get to the Jared Goff thing, and we're going to put Spencer on the stand for a minute. We're going to do it, but let's finish up the nickel package first. First things first.
All right, next question of the Lions nickel package. Should the Lions target a wide receiver in the draft if they don't re-sign DJ Chark?
I'm sure they'll end up taking one, right? Because I'm sure there's going to be somebody they like, and I would imagine they'll end up taking one. Again, I'm not going to peg a need, quote-unquote, need to it to say, hey, I'm going to die on the hill. He has to take one. Here's the room, without DJ Chark, by the way, for next year. Here's the room. Jameson, in order of salary. Jameson Williams, Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Quintez Cephas, Tom Kennedy, Maurice Alexander, and Stanley Berryhill. Those are the names in the room right now. I don't see a need for it, Lindsey. I don't.
No, but you always can use a good receiver.
Absolutely.
If you can get one without breaking the bank, hey. or if you can draft a guy, in a reasonable pick, you do it.
Which is why they will, right? Because the risk reward is minimal. Minimal risk, maximum reward. If you find another Amon-Ra St. Brown, say in the 4th round, where Kenny Golladay can make more next September than that rookie will make in their entire rookie contract, like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I always like to put that out there, just so that people know that it is out there. And yes, it never hurts to add depth. I get all that. It's just I'm not going to say he better get a receiver or else. I'm not saying that.
No, that's fair. That's very fair. And final question of the Lions nickel package. Speaking of receivers, who leads the team in receiving touchdowns next season?
After Tom Kennedy's understood.
That's fair.
Okay. TK85 all day long. I'm going to say Amon-Ra St. Brown. Lindsey, do you think, just from watching him play, whenever you watch him play, there's room for him to grow, right?
Oh yeah, I think so. Just watching, I like their receiving core. I like the young guys, and everybody's, like you said, they're not giving Goff his true respect, but he spread the ball around pretty good. He did a great job, this season, watching him grow and get better. I love dynamic receivers. I love guys that can do multiple things.
We all love the toys. You know what I'm saying? We all love the Raris. But you need minivans too, I've been told.
You do. But you know how it is. Everybody wants the 4-3 guy that can turn the corner and you just throw it up and give him the Randy Moss wave and put it there.
No doubt. But and you do need depth. Like, I understand all that. I don't think it's like if they don't get one, the draft was a failure and all that kind of stuff. So I do think it's going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, as we talked about, though, a bit of breaking Lions news: Jared Goff named to the Pro Bowl. I'm sure. And Lindsey, I'm sure with all the slander he's caught in this town, I'm sure congratulations on his first ever Pro Bowl, ever making his first ever Pro Bowl for the first time. Wait, it's his third?
It's his third. It's his third.
Do people in this town owe him an apology?
Well, I didn't hear a lot of slander though. Do you hear a lot of slander?
Is it slander because I said he can't win a Super Bowl, or is that factual?
Well, remember, there was a guy here they said couldn't win a Super Bowl and kind of ran him out of town, right? And he ended up winning a Super Bowl.
He did, because, that safety dropped the interception that was right in his chest, or your Niners would have been in there. They would have been in there. That's factual. But anyway, though.
Things happen, man.
Yeah, they do. I will offer this portion of the show to Spencer Raxter. And by no means am I spiking the football or anything like that. Did I, upon further review, cross the plane of the goal line? None of that. It's not any of that, Spenmo. It's not. It is. I am curious, though, as a Goff detractor. Is that fair?
That's fair.
That's fair terminology.
Yes.
I don't want to overstep my bounds. As a Goff detractor.
Truther.
Detractor. Because if you're a truther, you would say, 3-time Pro Bowl quarterback Jared Goff. That would be the truth.
That's truth.
That is truth.
Yes, it is.
And the last season was a Pro Bowl season.
He had a great year.
He did. Can we get an update on where Spenmo is in the Jared Goff camp? Given the salary, give it the lack of exit cost for his contract.
Yeah.
All in all, I would say it's fair to say it's a good setup with Jared Goff right now.
For right now, yes.
Okay.
Right now, yes. I'm staying pat with where I was. He's the quarterback for right now. He's not the quarterback for the future.
Hey, I like Jared Goff.
I do too.
I like Jared Goff, but it wouldn't hurt to have an understudy.
Yes.
I think you get a young quarterback that can kind of be his understudy, and you go as long as Goff can keep having you competitive and heading towards being a contender. You do it.
Which is 2 more years, because he's going to ask for a raise, and I'm not giving him a raise.
A Bob's big boy. Goff, St. Brown, Sewell, all Pro Bowlers. Let's have a toast to Brad Holmes. That is some wizardry. For real. Can we WoodwardSports.com chat poll it? Do you owe an apology to Jared Goff? Do we owe an apology to Jared Goff? Because you know what? I think we do. For the heat he took, for the slander he took from a lot of people at this network,
Is it slander though?
Yeah. He's in the Pro Bowl. He's a Pro Bowl quarterback. Yes, it was slander. Yes, it was slander. You guys were talking like this man couldn't see. You know what I'm saying? You guys were out there in those streets with that propaganda.
What were my predictions for him at the beginning of the year? My season predictions for Jared Goff at the beginning of the year.
Were you the one that said
3,700 yards, 27 touchdowns, 12 interceptions? That's not, he can't see, that's a good year, and he exceeded those expectations.
Then what was your problem with the guy?
For sure. I've said it multiple times. He's not the future quarterback. He is not the guy that will take you over the edge. And right now, it's fine because the Lions are not at the edge yet. The Lions aren't at the hump yet to be taken over. So Jared Goff is fine for now. He's fine for this contract. But when the contract is up, because he's 3-time Pro Bowl quarterback, Jared Goff, he's going to be asking for $40 million, and I'm not giving it to him.
But you got to remember, too, he's going to stick around this percentage as far as your boy Easy. You know, he's going to stick around this percentage in terms of salary.
Yes.
I do believe that because the cap will go up, so the numbers will go up. So you will see, I think that you will see him want to ride this thing out, right? Isn't that what we say? Like Dan Campbell's building something here that people want to be a part of. They're going to be a free agent destination. Guys will quote unquote take less and all that.
No.
Hey,
it's not going to happen.
That's what I was told.
Yeah, but I didn't tell you that.
Who'd you take, Kirk Cousins or Jared Goff?
I would take Jared Goff.
I would probably take Jared Goff too.
And that's an upgrade from where you were. What if we asked you that question in August?
No,
you know what your answer would be.
Well, off of last year's performance, yeah.
You're growing.
He had a great year this year.
Flannel, you?
Oh, I would definitely take Jared Goff as of right now. But before the season, to be fair, I would have said Kirk Cousins. But Kirk Cousins, despite the fact that the Minnesota Vikings were 13-4, they basically were an outer space 11-0 in one-score games, and Kirk Cousins this season had the lowest rating and QBR of his career in his years as a starter. So I thought that Jared Goff should have been a Pro Bowler over him to begin with, so I'm happy that he's getting his flowers. I mean, Jared Goff, even Spencer said, he had a great year. He had definitely his best year since 2018, and I could argue, given the circumstances, the best year of his career. Absolute deserving Pro Bowler, and one of the MVPs of this year's team.
For sure.
No doubt, the MVP of this year's team. Like, let's call it what it is, man. Let's call it what it is.
Yes.
Ben Johnson's the MVP.
He was on some of your guys' fantasy teams this year. Think about that. Wrap your head. Started games for some of your guys' fantasy teams this year. Like, wrap your head around it. I like to relate it to to everybody. What about this? And since, Lindsey, I'll go at you a little bit because you brought this up. Mm-hmm. C.J. Schneider says Lions should draft a developmental quarterback, which sounds fantastic. That sounds like a great idea. But hasn't Brad Holmes proved that third-round picks are weapons, fourth-round picks are weapons? Yeah. Hasn't he proven that? So where are you comfortable? See, like everybody says that, right? Mm-hmm. Draft a quarterback, draft a developmental quarterback. Okay, then I'll turn it around and say, what capital are you comfortable with? Because the stats show, and this is factual when you go across the line, if you pick a quarterback lower than, say, the second round, it's not going to work. You can give me the Tom Brady stuff, right? And you can give me your the Brock Purdy thing. That's where you guys are. That's two. You know how many quarterbacks have been taken from the third round on? Ever? A lot.
Yes.
You know how many have worked out?
Not a lot.
Approximately none.
But you said you believe in Brad Holmes wholeheartedly, even if you took Jake Moody at 6. So if you took a quarterback in the third round, fourth round, you'd expect him to work out.
Right, but I don't think that he would do that because of the value. Would you take Amon-Ra St. Brown or a developmental quarterback?
Of course, I'm.
You see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah,
that's where the fourth.
So
like, I'm just calling people's bluff on that. Like,
yeah,
what are you comfortable using?
But I still would, even though the stats say one thing, I still would trust what I'm doing and take a developmental quarterback, even if it's after, the proven rounds. So, you never know. You may catch lightning in the bottle like the 49ers did. You don't know until you do it, Right. So if there's a guy that we like and I see maybe he's not a, first, second, third round pick, and then we say, hey, let's take this kid and see if we can get anything out of him.
There was easy on cue with the Brock Purdy, the one that he got to hold on to, and I knew it, and I knew that's how that was going to go. Again, give me the numbers on it. Every quarterback taken in the third round on. Give me all the success stories.
Well, you did forget about Russell Wilson, but that's just another.
Okay, there's
anomaly.
two ever.
Hey, yeah, and Brock Purdy, hell, he might never start again after this. I mean, he's
going in for Tommy John surgery.
He is going in for Tommy John surgery.
It's going to be stronger arm when that Tommy John surgery.
Hey, that's how it works for pitchers nowadays. Could be.
Yeah.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Ricky Iglesias. Goff has 3 times as many Pro Bowls as Stafford. Factual.
I'd rather have a Super Bowl.
Any day.
I'm just telling you, though.
Yeah.
He's not the...
It's cute. Pro Bowls are cute.
He's not the garbage juice that everybody said he was.
Pro Bowls are cute.
They are.
I'll take a Super Bowl.
They are very cute.
Yeah.
No, they are. I'm just saying, I think people owe him an apology. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Do we owe an apology to Jared Goff? 73% of you say yes. And you know what, Lindsey? People can grow. People can grow, and it restores my faith a little bit that they can look in the mirror and say, you know what, I was wrong. Not everybody can do it.
No. I mean, he got to a Super Bowl. It didn't perform too well in the Super Bowl, but I still think he's a good quarterback. I don't know if he's the guy that can, I think you need a lot around him,
sure,
to be complimentary, so he doesn't have to really be the guy.
Right. Which every team except for the unicorns. I mean, he's lost the same amount of Super Bowls as Patrick Mahomes has.
Oh.
He led them to 3 points, and he didn't win one. And I'm not trying to slander Jared Goff. I love what he did this season, 100%.
He had a great year this year, for sure.
So, do you feel as though you owe him an apology?
Not at all.
No? Okay.
He hasn't done anything that I said he couldn't do. Said he could win games. Said he could win playoff games. But he's not going to take over.
You did say that.
He's proven he can do that. In the National Football, he's a competent starting NFL quarterback.
And Spenmo, this wasn't directed at you,
no, I know.
per se.
I know,
because you were consistent.
But the gobblers in the chat, we call them the Goff gobblers.
Do you classify me as one of those?
No.
Okay. Let's need a baseline of where we were at.
No, because you're not saying he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Yeah.
He's about where he's paid. So he's and this year he was more than that. So he was value. It was valuable to have Jared Goff on this football team.
You guys just hate. Spence is such a hater. Spence needs to stop the cat.
That's cat, bro.
They're just deaf to anything. If you say something bad about him, they think you think he's the worst quarterback in the world. I said he was going to have 3,700 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Would I say that about a terrible quarterback? No. Did he exceed my expectations? Yes. Was I most impressed about him not turning the ball over? Yes. But, he's a competent NFL starting quarterback.
Okay, and we got it out there. So,
can you win a Super Bowl with him?
No, I don't think so.
Why? Why do you?
Well, Lindsey, he did agree if he did that he would get the 16 tattooed on his face.
Yeah, I'm behind my ear.
Behind his ear.
Yeah.
And with Goff over it?
No, just 16. Just the 16 behind the ear.
So you think you can win a Super Bowl with him?
He has Aiden Hutchinson, remember?
I want to say no, but the way that the Brad Holmes is drafting, I think any quarterback can win. Any semi-decent quarterback can win a Super Bowl if you build an outer space roster. I mean, your guy Jimmy Garoppolo came pretty close.
Came pretty close.
Hand grenades.
Yes.
But if one break goes your way, if the other team has a significant injury,
if Jimmy doesn't overthrow,
right.
You know how it's easier to make breaks if you're an elite talent. You make your own breaks.
And
no doubt. But we've seen lesser talented quarterbacks win Super Bowls, right?
Yeah.
By the way, did you know too when Mahomes lost his Super Bowl, he didn't score a touchdown either.
No, and that's true.
I just wanted you to know that.
That wasn't a good performance. He had no tackles, but that wasn't a good performance.
Okay.
You can't lead your team to 9 points.
He was getting obliterated by that defense.
What's that?
He was getting obliterated by that Tampa Bay defense.
Yeah, he should have made a play.
Yeah.
I know what the play is. Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports, also home of the Judgment Free Zone, where you can work out for just $10 a month. Other options are out there as well. Say a black card, perhaps. You basically own Planet Fitness. Access to over 2,000 of them around the world. Whatever city you're in, chances are there's a Planet Fitness close by. You get the hydro massage, All the amenities at Planet Fitness are right there for you. Join today in club. You're going to pass a couple on the way home, so just pull up on them and join there, or jump on that computer. Go to planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports, and where your fitness is essential.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say. Come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th, from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet, DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. Have a bog project coming up? Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA, because at Alta Equipment, uptime matters.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports, Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter in for DMAC this week, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. They're here every week. And, of course, all of you are as well on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. We have that rolling. If you got takes, get them out there. We will read them. Pete Smith says Goff is marginally good by comparison, except for Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Hurts, and maybe Dak.
No Dak.
The rest of the league is just mid.
Get Dak out of there.
I get where he's going, though, with it.
Said Dak.
Kenyatta Hill says Spencer has been consistent.
Thank you.
It's easy. That's consistently wrong, and that's factual. So
he hates Goff more than I do.
He does, and it's like it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
And it's illogical. All you can do is go by what he's done when he's here, and he's made a Pro Bowl.
I mean, last year he was here too, but
right.
He had a great year this year. I've said that
and made a Pro Bowl
multiple times,
and led the team to a winning record.
Yes.
That's all you can go by. It's all you can go by. So, it's one of those things where, and look, you can line things up and do it. Easy said, I thought he could for sure, LOL. I don't apologize for that. We ain't seen the rest of Malik and Ben Johnson. Still a savant though. They were talking about Malik Willis, I take it?
Yeah.
No, okay. All right, whatever though. So that is it. Since we got Lindsey here, though, I do want to talk a little bit of basketball, and I want to bring Sam Flannel into the fold as well. Your Michigan basketball team, and let me get this straight, Spenny. Spenny, I have to get this understood. So we're not Michigan basketball fans now, right? People are going to say how they hate basketball and stuff like that in the thread now?
Yep.
That's where we're at? I just got to check in with the people. Is that where we're going to be? You hate it now, right? Who do you like more, Michigan baseball or Michigan basketball right now this second?
Basketball.
Okay. I just wanted to make – I know because I know you're a big Michigan baseball guy when they go to the World Series.
When they go to the playoffs, when they go to the tournament, especially when they go to the World Series, College World Series.
Okay. I don't know what it is. Like, the talent's there. I know the coaching staff's there with Michigan. I don't get it. Am I wrong? Is the talent not there? I was told Hunter Dickinson's a Player of the Year candidate. That's what I was told.
Yeah, I like Hunter. I think they lack. I think they need more shooting. They need more shooting. I've watched them. I've been to a couple of games, and when you have a big that can do what he can do, he needs more space. And I think if you watch them play, a lot of times he struggles to get space to do what he does best, right? you got to have space in when you have a guy like that. And I think they need some more pieces that can really stretch the defense. That's just from me outside looking in.
Mike G says Michigan softball is top 10. Should we 248? What's your thoughts for Michigan softball this year?
They're always good, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Are they? Okay. Sam Flannel, can you weigh in here, please? I need a check right now because Michigan basketball, as they sit right now, is 5-5 in Big Ten play. They're 11-10 overall. Now, you think it's over?
Not over. They just have to in these last 10 games really kick it into gear. Maybe win 6 or 7 of them minimum. I don't know if they can though.
Now they have, by my count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more home games.
You have to go 5-0 in those.
Wisconsin's in there, Ohio State's in there, Nebraska's in there.
Yep.
Not out of the question.
All 3 should be wins.
Michigan State's in there.
I think that Michigan will. I think it'll be a split and they'll beat them at home.
You think so?
I think so.
So you got them 5-0.
I mean, they got Indiana. That's a little bit tough.
They're at Indiana.
I'll give them 5-0 at home.
Well, they play 20 games, right?
Yeah, I'll give them 5-0 at home.
If Michigan goes 10-10, they're going to get in the tournament.
No, they're.
Yes, they are.
How? They had that.
You know how?
Because of the big blue wall.
Right.
That's going to put them into the tournament.
Last year, and they did.
Right.
Okay, but last year they were better. This year, if they go, what are they going to be? 1 game over 500 overall. If they go 500 in the Big Ten, that's not good. That's a huge disappointment. And honestly, at this point, if they go 500 in the Big Ten, I don't even want them in the tournament because at that point, I have some. Juwan Howard's seat should be on fire if they go 500.
If they miss the tournament?
Oh, if they miss the tournament, he should be gone. Gone.
Whoa.
Out.
Really?
Yes.
Lindsey, your thoughts?
Absolutely not. It was 1 year of a down year and you kick the guy out?
I would argue that last year was a down year with Moussa Diabate and Caleb Houston, 5-star recruits, and they were pretty mid last year. He's had 1 good year as a coach. 1. He took him to the Elite 8. That was a hell of a year. Franz Wagner was on that team. He's obviously developed into a damn good NBA player. I respect him for that. Obviously, he's one of the best Michigan players of all time. But that's the problem. I feel like he was kind of hired because he's that Michigan man. He never really had experience coaching. I mean, he was an assistant on the Heat. Obviously, that's a big deal. But as a head coach, I'm wondering, and Neal, I'm kind of curious as to what you think of this. Should they have actually just went with Phil Martelli?
But then you don't get the recruit you're getting. Yeah. Like that's your choice. And look, you guys can say what you want about the recruits and stuff like that. Those guys were first-round NBA draft picks. Moussa Diabate has been okay when he's got some run with the Clippers. Right. Caleb Houston's had moments in the NBA where he's been good. And you guys, and look, this is you guys. You, the fans of Michigan fans, were hating on Caleb Houston the whole time, saying, I don't see it. Why did he go to the NBA? I don't understand why he would leave. Because he got a guaranteed contract, man. That's why. And he's playing well.
But he couldn't play at Michigan. He
can play in the NBA, magically.
Hey, and what does that have to say about Juwan Howard and the player development? He was a disappointment. So was Moussa Diabate.
Well, I would contend that if you're playing well in the NBA, the player development was fine.
But why didn't it translate to Michigan? There's
I
something
can't answer
there.
that.
No, you can't. And also, and I know we've talked about it as well, Michigan has been weak at point guard for basically Juwan Howard's entire tenure.
Now, that is fair.
Yes.
And Lindsey, I'll say this because, calling Oakland games, when we played Michigan, we have Jalen Moore. And Jalen Moore would bust Mike Smith up. We had 20-plus against Michigan and stuff like that. He was the best point guard on the floor.
Mike Smith was mid, though.
Right. But that's what I'm saying,
what about
though.
Captain Hook?
I'm not a big Xavier Simpson
But
fan.
he was a great college player. You can talk about all the rest of the guys, but Xavier Simpson was a great college point guard.
I don't know about great. I mean, he could distribute the ball, but
that's what his job was.
I mean, he was better than what we've had since then. I'll give you that. Although I have hope for Doug McDaniel in the future. He just wasn't ready for the role he was thrust in because Jalen Llewellyn's out for the season. I think he'll be good, but Xavier Simpson, I kind of think he was a little bit of a
Michigan creation?
Absolutely. 100%.
So you agree that happened?
Because he did those cute little hook shots being 5'8". That was I hated
He was
to see
a
it.
super solid above average point guard in college in the Big Ten.
Yes, I will give you that.
Okay, well, that's what you need. Like you can't always get the superstar point guard.
I'd kill
right?
for Xavier Simpson on this.
There
team.
you go.
I would. I would.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Mike G says Michigan wrestling is top 10 as well. Man, Mike G, he just subscribes to Big Ten Network and watches that 24/7.
I played a beer pong game with an Olympic silver medalist, and we won. I was big in the wrestling house at MSU. Those were my guys.
Yeah?
It was fun. A lot of fun.
CJ Schneider says that's an awful take, Sam Flannel, and then says thank you, Lindsey, for the Juwan Howard stuff. Real quick, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. I'll wrap this one up. Do we owe an apology to Jared Goff? 75% of you say yes. WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Sam Flannel take. Should Michigan fire Juwan Howard if they miss the tournament? I want to see, but hey, I want to see where the people are. I don't think it's a fair question. I don't think it's a realistic question. Right. I want to take the temperature of the room, Lindsey. I just want to, are people
but
here?
For Sam to say this.
Well, but the thing, Neal, you say that if they're 500 in the Big Ten, they'll make the tournament. Wouldn't then missing it require an implosion at the end of the year on top of the implosion that they basically already had, losing to Central Michigan, barely beating Eastern, barely beating Lipscomb, being 5-5 in the Big Ten? That actually happened.
Lipscomb.
Yeah, that actually happened. So it's just been such a and I know that it's not super fair to do this, but they're coming off of John Beilein. John Beilein is, you say Steve Fisher, I say John Beilein's the best coach in school history. They're 1-2 or 1-1 or 1-8.
Steve Fisher clearly is.
Clearly, because of the recruiting. He got the greatest class in the history of college basketball.
I understand that, but
Did
John
they win
Beilein,
a national championship?
No, they did not. Or he won one in 1989, taking over midseason.
Well,
that's my point. Did he win a national championship?
Well, those were Bill Freer's.
I don't care who.
And then when he got his own class, he went to back-to-back national championship games.
I
right?
respect the hell out of Steve Fisher.
Well,
but
you can't with Steve Fisher. Come on, man.
John Beilein got Trey Burke, Tim Hardaway Jr., Karis LeVert, Nick Stauskas. I mean, they're not like as good as like Juwan Howard, Chris Webber, and Jalen Rose, but they were first-round draft picks.
No, all those guys were first-round picks, and all those guys were good.
Yes,
still remain. Most of them are good.
But my point is John Beilein is either the first or second best coach in school history. And
no, he's second.
Okay, second. But that being said, Juwan Howard hasn't taken them to that next level. He's been worse, and I got used to continued sustained success under John Beilein.
Okay. How long was Beilein there?
Since I think 11, 12 years, I believe, something like that.
I am surprised. WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Should Michigan fire Juwan Howard if they miss a tournament? For the record, I voted no.
No.
64% of people say no, but 36% say yes. So it's a little warmer than we might think. Nah. But I wanted to take the temperature of the room.
I'm cool with them keeping Juwan Howard.
What does that say? You're a state fan.
As long as Xavier Booker and Jeremy Fears getting East Lansing next year, I'm real cool with that.
He wants Juwan Howard because he wants Michigan State to keep beating Michigan.
2 5-star recruits coming next year.
Izzo coming?
Izzo coming.
Well, hey, if Michigan wants to make the tournament, it'll be a really big project. Let's just say it like that.
That's for sure. That's for sure. It would be a huge project. And wait. Let me tell you about the Foley Warehouse, because I accidentally did the alter read already. But the Foley Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Bowling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120 if you get thirsty. They got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at follingwarehouse.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Rackstad here in the building. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jeremy Anderson says, I'm going with Lindsey Hunter, the NBA player who would know more on this one. And no, I don't think that they should fire Juwan Howard at all. Sam Flannel's on a little bit of a heater. I understand that. He's feeling himself. Patrick Mahomes, although if Patrick Mahomes loses, he is 1-2 in Super Bowls, and you wonder which one was the abnormality, I guess you could say.
Hey, people were putting Joe Burrow in conversations he didn't belong, and he's 0-1 in Super Bowls.
How does he not belong in there? You said he's the second best quarterback.
He's the second best, but the gap is wide. It's an ocean now.
It's an ocean?
It's an ocean.
Once? So it's an ocean?
Yeah, it's an ocean because Joe Burrow has 9 touchdown passes and 7 career playoff starts. And for being so cool, I'm going to call him Joe Lukewarm for this. He has never had a fourth quarter touchdown pass in a playoff game. Never. Patrick Mahomes has 9. 9.
That's still not an ocean.
What about if Jalen Hurts spins it and throws for 320 and runs for $104?
Then he will be the no doubt third best quarterback in the NFL.
Third?
Yeah. Third.
Just a better Super Bowl quarterback than Mahomes, right?
So he would be number 1?
No, better Super Bowl quarterback than Mahomes. Because when you're 1-2 and in one of those Super Bowls you didn't score a touchdown,
I mean, Patrick Mahomes, for the record, wasn't great in either Super Bowl. He had a great fourth quarter.
Right.
Okay.
In one.
In one of them.
Patrick Mahomes might get manhandled by that Philly defense.
I'm just saying, there's a lot can we agree there's a lot on the line?
Yeah, there's a lot on the line. If Patrick Mahomes doesn't play well, I'm going to criticize him for it.
And because of that, Lindsey, that's why I say they're on different exits of the highway. With Joe Burrow, it's about winning the conference championship and getting the Super Bowl. With Mahomes, who's done it, now it's about getting back and validating. That's fair. And I don't care what Sam Flannel says. That's fair. And if he doesn't win, the questions get asked. And he doesn't. Nothing solved because he beat Joe Burrow at home as a number 1 seed in a conference championship game. Nothing gets solved. He's got to go all the way.
Okay, but when we're doing the Mahomes and Burrow debate, which I know you're not, it's not just all about this year. It's the resume. Patrick Mahomes' Joe Burrow can't touch Patrick Mahomes' resume, and Patrick Mahomes is the MVP right now. He could be the Super Bowl MVP in 2 weeks.
Probably won't be, though.
Hey, but he could. Can Joe Burrow do it? No, Joe Burrow was too busy blowing the Super Bowl last year, having 5 chances to close the game out and going field goal, punt, 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 punt. And he doesn't get it. Why is it not okay to criticize Joe Burrow?
Who said it's not?
Yeah.
It should be.
You're criticizing him so much, but you gloss over Patrick Mahomes not doing much in the Super Bowls as well.
He was not good enough in his last Super Bowl appearance, and he choked away the second half of last year's AFC Championship. There, I criticize him. That's fair. And I will admit that I actually am objective, unlike the Burrow fanboys. Joe Lukewarm.
You're objective when you're forced to be.
Joe Lukewarm.
Joe Lukewarm.
Mark Walston says, let's talk about the first time 2 black quarterbacks are in the Super Bowl. And yeah, we will talk about that, as a matter of fact, because it is one of the very cool angles of the Super Bowl. Greg Patterson says, Beeline didn't win early at Michigan. I don't know why people act like he did. Y'all wanted him fired in year 3 too.
Kaboom!
Your response.
Guess who stepped in the room?
Hey, but even from the beginning,
there is no but.
Hey, John Beeline, he eventually got it together, and he was coming in off of the Tommy Amaker disaster.
What does that matter?
It's because
it doesn't matter who you're coming after. It's what you do. So you're giving Beeline a pass for not being good, but you want Juwan out.
You know what?
Relatively during the same amount of time.
You know what? I'll be fair because you actually brought up a good point. John Beeline, there's a lot of hindsight because he obviously got it together, but he did inherit something worse than what
doesn't
Juwan
matter
Howard.
what you inherited. It's it's the same thing. And now it's even harder to recruit because of all this NIL stuff and people jumping ship with transfer portals. So it's a little more difficult now to get, players than it was.
No, I understand that, but he also got recruited his super talented son Jet, and with Hunter
with
Dickinson,
2 T's, I was told, right?
Yes, with Hunter Dickinson coming back and Kobe Buffkin, who's a damn good player, and they're 500 in the Big Ten in one game over 500.
But you're trying to predict what high school kids are going to do in the Big Ten. That's really difficult to do, right?
No, I get it, but my point is, Jet Howard has panned out. He's going to be
a lottery pick.
Absolutely, but why can't they win more this year?
Just because a kid is really good in college, if you look back and look at a lot of the great players that are in the NBA now, a lot of them didn't have outstanding teams in college.
Sure,
they were outstanding players.
Sure, no, and that is fair, but. It's not just Jet Howard. Hunter Dickinson was
Player of the Year.
I predicted him to be Big Ten Player of the Year. That's obviously not going to happen. It's going to be Zach Edey by a mile.
Exactly.
Zach Edey's going to be National Player of the Year too.
Oh well, I mean he's putting up like 30-point double-doubles against both of our teams. But I thought that Hunter Dickinson had that kind of ability. But obviously Zach Edey's a monster.
I just think you saw it switch with Beeline. And I think it's going to switch with Juwan. Like you saw it switch when Beeline was like, all right, Stu Douglas and Zach Novak aren't going to give me the Final Fours. And then he started making the recruits, making things happen, changed the game plan, and it clicked. I think, you shouldn't jump off ship on Juwan just yet.
Yeah, and that's a state guy saying that.
Yeah.
Being objective. And the people want to know are, Mike G says, Sam Flannel's bangs are objectively straight, and they are, and that's true. You know what, though? The more I reconstruct this, looking at the schedule, the road games, man, the road games that are left for them, that's tough, bro. Like, Northwestern's playing well.
Yes.
Obviously. I still think Michigan's going to win that game, though. But they're at Wisconsin, at Rutgers, at Illinois, and at Indiana.
They got to win two. They got to win two of those games. I think they could win two.
And that's with winning all your home games.
Yeah, 7-3. I mean, if Michigan
they go 11-9 in the Big Ten, they'll get them in.
Sure,
they will get them in.
And especially if Michigan goes 7-3 down the stretch in this Big Ten season, I will cool all the Juwan Howard as is on the hot seat talks. But if they go like 3-7 or 2-8, well, not 2-8, but 3-7. I think it's a fair question.
Yeah, if you guys want like a little trend in the betting world, I would ride Michigan the rest of the way in on the season. Just blindly take them the next 10 games. And you'll get 6 of them.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I think you'll get 6 of them with the spread. Let me talk about the Sports Marketing Agency. Ask Lindsey, by the way. Get your questions in for Lindsey Hunter. We're going to do that last segment. Sports Marketing Agency, they spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast is called This is the S Word. It's about removing the stigma associated with seeking help. Also spreads the awareness of fentanyl and other addictions that are plaguing our community. Go to thesportsma.com if you're struggling or you know someone who's struggling. Thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say. Come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th. From the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet. DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season. Enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Neal Ruhl here for Bedrock Detroit. Downtown Detroit's all decked out all winter long with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and Monroe Street Midway. The Midway has a giant slide, winter bumper cars, indoor arcade, plus you can grab drinks at the Lodge before or after Pistons games or Red Wings games. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long with Decked Out Detroit. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com. Wrapping it up here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter. It is time for Ask Lindsey. Greg Patterson, by the way, says Mahomes has never played a road playoff game.
Yeah, because his teams are so dominant in the regular season. What's your point?
Yeah.
Shout out to Andy Reid.
Shout out Andy Reid. Yeah, exactly.
Andy Reid, and shout out to Zach Taylor as well. Andy Reid is obviously the best offensive mind in the modern day NFL, but it took Patrick Mahomes to take him to the next level.
Damn, I got just one section of Ask Lindsey, and these are fire.
There's some great ones.
Yeah, I'm starting with this one, though. Mike G, Ask Lindsey, who had shorter NBA shorts, Mark Price or John Stockton?
Oh, man. It's a push because they both were tiny.
It's a push, okay.
Yeah, they both were like mediums.
Ask Lindsey, who was the best trash talker you ever played against? Did a player ever say anything to you during a game that stuck with you? Was it Gary? And why was it Gary Payton?
We became friends after we got into a little skirmish. But yeah, GP was ultimate trash talker.
Yeah.
But we got into a little skirmish and
you had enough?
Yeah, well, it was just the first time him saying something to me, and I was like, who is he talking to? You know, we got into it, and after the game, he was like, I like you. We were cool since then.
That's all it took.
Real recognize real.
Yeah, that's how it was with Rick Mahorn and I. After he got done telling me to shut the F up.
Yeah.
After we got done with the first game we did together, he was like, I like you. You got some game. And then we were cool. He still tells me to shut the F up. But, that's just Rick.
Exactly.
You know how Rick rolls. That's how you know you're his friend, right, when he says that kind of stuff. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Ask Lindsey. Oh, how about this one? Mr. Hunter, how much pressure was on you following the career of Isaiah Thomas when you came to Detroit? Did Grant Hill take some of that pressure off?
Oh, good question. Actually, because he was still here, it wasn't, because he helped me so much. It actually hurt me when he left. My second year, he wasn't around anymore. I think that hurt me more than anything because Isaiah really helped me a lot. That's why I had such a great rookie year. He supported me. He pushed me to do certain things. He taught me a lot. And I think when he left, that kind of hurt my development.
Right. No, and then I could see certainly how that shakes out. Here's a good one. And I'll weigh in on this one, too. Jason Norman, Ask Lindsey, should the Pistons draft Emoni Bates?
With what pick? With what pick?
Where do you think he'll end up getting taken? Into the first round? That seems to be where that story gets picked.
He may get into the first round, but I'm hearing second round.
Hearing second round?
Yeah.
Then I'm on board because I called one of his games this year. Obviously, he played at Oakland. Mm-hmm. He's an elite shot maker.
Oh, no doubt.
You can say what you want about everything else. The bottom line is this: when the ball leaves Emoni Bates' hands, it goes through the net.
No, he's. I've watched the kid since he was little, and he loves basketball. He loves to work, and I think he is a bona fide NBA player. He could develop into a really good 3-and-D guy that can make shots. Spot up guy. I don't think he's what everybody was trying to build him up to be, like a Kevin Durant or something like that. He's not that guy.
Yeah.
But he's an NBA player, definitely.
Every time they say he's the guy, he's next. He's the one. That's what's crazy about LeBron is LeBron was the chosen one
and was.
And then you have Sean Livingston, and then you have Jabari Parker, and then you have Emoni Bates, and
Sebastian Telfair.
Sebastian Telfair. Yeah, it never really works out like that. But LeBron was the one that actually
exceeded being the chosen one. If you really break it down.
Oh, 100%.
Like exceeded being the chosen one, man. That is absolutely crazy. Mike wants to know, Ask Lindsey, was Bill Laimbeer annoying in our own locker room too?
No, he actually was like really, really helpful to me and Alan. He helped us a lot also. Gave us insight on a lot of things. He was great with us.
Yeah.
He was just nasty with other people.
Bradley Stroh says, is Steph Curry the best player in the league?
No.
Man. That's tough. I think it's still Giannis.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what you're. Whenever somebody asks that question, it depends on what you're shopping for.
Yeah, because, I still think it's Giannis. I think, Steph top 5. But Giannis is, to me, clear-cut the best player right now.
Right. And Steph, clear-cut the best shooter.
Oh, ever.
Yeah.
All time. Ever. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, again, that depends on what you're shopping for, right? Like, much like Rodman is hailed as the best rebounder ever, Steph Curry's the best shooter to ever step on an NBA floor.
Yes.
I got an ask, Lindsey. Who do you rank ahead of each other, Zeke or Steph?
See, I answered this once. We had to do a show about this, and because it's hard for me to put anybody above Zeke because that's my guy. That's who I kind of like always looked up to. And it depends on what you're going. Like, how are you ranking this? Are we looking at Steph has 2 MVPs?
Yeah.
Steph's won 4. I mean,
And here's why I always ranked it, Lindsey. Isaiah Thomas walked into the Pontiac Silverdome with 900 people at the game, with an organization that was just floating out at sea.
Coming off winning the national championship in college.
And the dude's just all he knows is winning. That's all he knows. That's all he's ever known, man.
Right.
He lifted up a franchise. He lifted up a city and took a city and a team and made them back-to-back champions in the greatest era of basketball of all time. Fought through the stars of the game.
No doubt.
Some of the greatest to ever play the game.
He's the only one can say he beat Magic, Bird, Jordan.
That's it.
He's the only one that can say that.
And that cuts a lot of ice with me, man.
Oh, it does. No, I agree. But then you go to Steph Curry, who has single-handedly revolutionized the game of basketball.
Right. No question. We got millions more that we'll get to. Mark Walston, remind me to ask him about what he really thought about the teal jerseys tomorrow. So for Lindsey Hunter, for Sam Flannel, for Spencer Raxter, my name's Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping into Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Peace.